Welcome back to House TV Live. I'm Rick Spence, and with me today is Jenna Beulah with Delphinium Design in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. And this time we're going to look at one of your clients' homes. You did the kitchen, the master bath. There's a few other things we might get to. So congratulations. I know you're doing a lot of amazing work. You've been on House for a few years, growing the business. Tell me about this client and what they wanted and what you did here. Let's start with the kitchen.
Sure. Yeah. Well, these clients, they were empty nesters that purchased their forever home, and they were just interested in having a space that was really custom to them and their wants and needs, and also something that would help them just age in place.
So you opened it up a little bit, kind of brightened it, modernized it a bit. Tell me about some of the big choices in the kitchen.
Yeah, so we did. We removed the peninsula to create that open concept feel into their living space. Countertops were a big selection for us. We went with quartz, mostly for durability. They like to entertain, so they don't have to worry about friends or guests having to put a coaster down or leaving a ring on their countertop. We off-centered the sink to give them that prep space and entertaining space as well. In the island, we also have a pullout for garbage and recycling. So I like when you're prepping on your island just to be able to sweep things right into the garbage and recycling. Again, just super functional. They really were wanting a lot of storage. We did a pantry wall where we removed what used to be a desk and small pantry area. There's a coffee station in there just to get things off the countertop and, neatly put it away. Deep drawers for chips and cereal boxes and taller things like that.
Really nice. Love that. So let's go into a little bit the cooktop area, your backsplash, and what you did here. Some of your hardware choices, pretty simple but elegant hardware choices too that you used in the space.
Yeah. Well, for hardware, we went with a polished nickel finish. I love polished nickel. I just think it has a real warmth to it versus a chrome, which is a little bit cooler. We also use polished nickel on the pendant lights and on the faucet. So it just sort of makes everything tied together and make it a little more uniform and cohesive. For the backsplash, we went with a porcelain tile, and we chose to do it in a herringbone pattern. Still a classic pattern and timeless, not trendy, but just gives it a little bit of interest with a gas range. This is a 36-inch range with a custom hood insert.
How far in advance did you have to order the appliances? Because there's been a real shortage in the industry with appliances right now.
So one of the first things we do when we start a kitchen design is we start with cabinetry and appliances. I need to know what appliances you have so I can design custom cabinetry around those exact specs. So appliances are literally one of the first things we order in the project. And I would say we ordered them probably 6 months in advance, but we probably took about 3 to 4 months or so to get them in. The dishwasher was delayed almost 8 months though. So yes, we are seeing a lot more delays than we normally do.
Let's talk about the beautiful lighting in the space.
Yeah, so lighting is so important in every space. I always like to have 3 light sources. So we have some natural light coming in from windows in different directions, and we did recessed lighting in the ceiling. And then we included those oversized large glass pendant lights. We went with glass with just that sort of like decorative lace metal, again, in that polished nickel. I think they have very cool light bulbs, so it gives that just like a fun detail to the space as well.
Tell me about your paint colors.
Sure. So for the cabinetry, we went with White Dove by Benjamin Moore. It's a warmer white, so it just has a softer, less sterile feel to it. And then for the island, we also used Benjamin Moore. We went with Newburyport Blue. It's not as dark as a Hale Navy. It comes across a little bit more blue. And we really liked that you could feel that almost like coastal vibe without feeling like you're at the beach.
Tell me about the little almost looks like a little breakfast nook over in the corner there.
Yeah, it's just like a little eat-in kitchen area. We had room for a small table. We did a 42-inch custom ash table. It almost looks like it's unfinished, but it's actually a custom light bleached stain that we did on it with a food-safe finish.
Were the floors original in the space? You have to refinish or restain or anything?
Yeah, the floors are original oak floors. So it had sort of that like yellowy oak stain. So we just took some of the yellow out and went with a warmer, medium, darker stain.
Really nice. That's a great spot. Wow.
Yeah.
I know you're a big Houzz user. And how did you use Houzz to collaborate with the clients?
Yeah, so we utilized Houzz Pro for all of our proposals and invoices. They have an accept and decline feature where they can see an image of a sink and then say, great, I love that sink, and accept or decline, and it'll auto-populate their total, which is super helpful and just very professional. We also created room boards. So internally we use those, and that's basically everything that's going to go into a space is shown in one board. And internally we can see, are we on budget? Aesthetically, is everything lining up? And that's just really, really helpful for us as well.
Awesome. So now let's hop into the master bathroom.
Sure.
And this is a really nice, almost spa-like vibe to it.
So the husband and wife had completely separate requests for the space, and they loved the look of marble, but the wife knew that she was going to be the one who's cleaning it, and so she didn't want to have to deal with that maintenance. So for the floor, we went with that porcelain tile in a larger format, and also just helped lessen the grout lines, just easier to keep clean. Same thing even in the shower, larger format tile, less grout lines because we did do a light grout. And then the countertops are quartz as well as the tub surrounds. There's his and her storage. They each have their own vanity and their own linen tower, drawers and doors to keep themselves organized. And then she also, one of her specific requests was she wanted an outlet for her electric toothbrush tucked away. So those are in each linen tower. They have their electric toothbrushes as well.
The electric toothbrush, the issue with those things, when they're out on the counter, they're like the easiest thing to knock over on the planet.
No,
if
so
they're
true.
out, you're just going to knock it over. If you're getting up in the middle of the night, you turn the light on, you're going to knock one of those things over. So I love the idea of tucking those away.
Yeah. And even just looking at them, like not having things on your countertop. So it's nice. They're tucked away and you can just, put it in your linen tower. And then her other big thing is she's a big tub user. So she wanted a soaking tub with all the things. Grab bars for aging in place, the touchpad controls with auto shut off, jets for targeted massage. It has low water sensors, air circulators for quick drying. We did a silicone pillow in there for comfort, all that kind of fun stuff. And then the husband's biggest requests were he wanted heated floors and he wanted a rain shower, a hand shower, and body sprays.
So that tub looks like it's made for her. I doubt he's getting in that tub.
That tub is all her. Yeah.
That's always a big thing because if the husband and wife are different sizes, if the tub's too big, she's sliding down. If it's too small, he's like scrunched up, right?
Right.
So that's always a tricky one. And it's not really practical to have two tubs. So it's sort of like, all right, who's going to really use the tub the most, right?
It is her tub for sure.
Tell me about the beautiful paint color in there.
Sure. So on the walls, we went with Benjamin Moore Classic Gray, enough contrast with the white, but still feels light and bright. And then for the cabinetry, we went with Fairwind Ball Pigeon. We wanted something with a little bit of a green spa-like warmer undertone. So it's sort of like a green gray color. And I feel like it just brings some personality to the space and doesn't make it feel quite as sterile.
And tell me about your mirrors and your little sort of sconces next to the mirrors there.
Yeah, so we did frameless mirrors to not add another metal to the space, but we did them in sort of a funky shape for personality. And then I love these sconces. So they're unlacquered brass sconces from Hudson Valley that will just patina over time with a silk shade.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. In the shower, you have a nook for some things in there. How did this come to fruition and what were some of the challenges in this space?
I really like to do built-in niches with an accent tile just for some personality again that are long and tall enough to kind of fit everything in one space. So you don't have shampoo bottles in all different areas of your space. This one is 32 by 14. It fits everything that they need and then also has a little extra wiggle room so it doesn't feel like everything's squished together. And then we also did below that a shaving niche. So that's just a 12 by 6 niche where you can prop your foot up for shaving your legs or for guys just easier access, just washing your legs or whatever you might need. And I think they're super functional, but also a great substitute if you don't have space or if you don't want a bench. Not everyone loves a bench in their shower because it does collect water and tends to get a bit mildewy. So a shaving niche is a great solution and kind of a happy medium between the two.
Well, congratulations on this. I'm sure your clients are just tickled pink and loving that space. And how are things going otherwise? Are things, I know things are opening up, a lot more is happening, still hard to get, maybe some supplies or whatnot, but how are things looking for you in this year?
Everything's been really wonderful this year. I guess in the home industry overall, people with COVID have spent so much more time in their home that we've actually had more inquiries than ever. It's like if you're spending all your time in your space, you want to enjoy it, and now's maybe the time to invest in it. So lead times are a little bit longer, but we've just encouraged people to start the design process early and reach out to us early on in their build process so that we can get all of our ducks in a row and have everything ordered and ready to go by the time any sort of like uplift or renovation is happening. And we've seen a lot of people specifically reaching out for kitchens and bathrooms, just where they're spending the majority of their time, which has been wonderful for us because we specialize in those areas.
Well, I hope you have a great year, and thank you for sharing this client's home with us. Thank the client for us. Appreciate it, Jenna. And maybe we'll do this again sometime.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It was fun.
Okay, we'll be in touch.
Sounds great.
Bye-bye.